Our judges, Robert Perez, John Signorelli, and Robin Taylor. And our referee, Eddie Claudio. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to us tonight from the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 219 1/2 pounds, black trunks, red trim, perfect professional record, 12 victories with no defeats. 5 wins coming by knockout. Please welcome Bryant Bye-Bye Jennings. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He comes to us tonight from Belarus, Russia. He weighed in at 231 pounds, red trunks, green trim. Professional record, 25 victories, 4 defeats, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome Sergey the White Wolf Lakovich. Our referee, Eddie Claudio, has our fighters' final instructions.
All right, Brian. Okay, Sergey, Brian, gave you instructions in the dressing room. Okay. From here on up, it's legal. From here on up, it's legal, okay? Take account of that. I want a clean break when I tell you to break. No punches, and protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, and let's get popping.
10 rounds.
Scheduled for 10, Bryant Jennings went 10 rounds the last time out. That was the first time he's done that in his career, winning a decision January 1st. You saw it here on NBC Sports Network as he defeated Maurice Bayarm. And here comes Lakovich, the former WBO champ. It's been a long time since folks here in the U.S. have seen the White Wolf, and has he lost anything in his game? Jennings, nice right.
One thing Lakovich has always done well and traditionally done well is he sets that right hook to the body very, very nicely. He always has, and we'll look for him to set that punch up early.
As he methodically moves in, and there with a good exchange on the counter was Bryant Jennings, Freddie.
Yeah, Brian, he definitely has those quick hands, and he's moving very well. And I think that's a good strategy for this fight. Move, take this guy into late rounds.
Lakovich trying to work the body. Actually, with that left, he hit the rope.
He did, but he landed the right hook before he hit the ropes on that left one. So that's the second good right hook he's landed.
Let's check in with Chris Mannix. Chris.
On being stronger in the middle rounds. Jennings believes that activity level will give him a big edge over Lakovich, who has fought just 4 times since 2006. All
right, thanks, Chris. And Jennings, as we talked about, you know, when we met him 2 months ago, he was very proud of the fact that he took that fight on short notice. He walks around in shape, and he's not giving up his day job. He was telling you, Freddie.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, he works an 8-hour day every day. He's a very hungry fighter. He's a good athlete, and you know, he knows that, you know, he's 27, he's young, but he saw the opportunity to step up in class, and he took it. And you know, his manager asked me, is it too big a bite? I says, possibly, but you know, the heavyweight division is wide open right now.
And right now, a solid showing by Jennings here in this first round, BJ.
Yeah, he's doing all right. I like the tempo that he's setting. He's moving around a little bit, but he can't just sit there and cover up like that when Sergey's ripping those punches. So I would like to see him move his upper body a little more, but you know, the pacing for the first round is not bad, so he's doing okay.
Lakovich has done well working the body of Jennings. But the quicker Jennings, biggest fight of his career, closes out with some combination here. to end this first round scheduled for 10. Back live in Brooklyn, round 2 starting scheduled for 10. Sergey Lakovic in the red, in the black trunks is Bryant Jennings. Biggest fight of Jennings' young career. He's only been a professional for just a little over 2 years. Lakovic's been a professional for over 13 years in all those amateur fights when he represented Belarus back in the '96 Olympics.
Yeah, he did. He's had a solid amateur career, and Jennings did the right thing. Lakovic is coming off a long layoff. Jennings came out and jumped on him early, and I gave him that first round action.
What do you think, Freddie?
I did too. I gave him the first round, and Lakovic has a small cut over his left eye, and that last flurry opened that up. And you know, our man Jennings got a new pair of shoes too. So I think he'll fight much better than the shoes and sneakers.
That was his. That was his only problem, wasn't it, when he fought 2 months ago? Is the sole of his shoe peeled off?
Didn't have many problems besides that. He looked very good against Byarm, and you know, came out and had a very effective first round. And he's got a smart game plan, ripping punches on a guy who's been out of the ring very much so for the last 4 years. You
can see the swelling around the left eye now of Lakovic, and obviously Jennings, the much quicker fighter, working the body here in this second round.
And Lakovic still looks a little uncomfortable. He hasn't found his range yet. He hasn't found spacing and timing for his jab, and Jennings is floating around and landing good pot shots.
Jennings does have the longer reach, and you could see it there as he just measured it literally by sticking the glove right in the face of Lakovic, and now he comes back with some jabs.
He did. And sometimes fighters do that not necessarily to you know, do damage to the opponent, but just to get that range to set up power shots.
When Jennings, he needs to stay off the ropes, though, because Lakovic is very strong when he has him on the ropes. If he stays side-to-side movement, I think he's going to do pretty well. His speed is really a great asset for him.
Very athletic in that. You see Sergey kind of pushing his jab a little bit, kind of forcing it. He knows it's the right thing to do, but he still hasn't found the range and the spacing for it yet. He looks a little awkward still right now.
Jennings again with a solid round here.
Good right hand by Jennings out of that clinch. Good body work by Lakovic.
Best exchange so far. Lakovic missing with the uppercut. And Jennings sticks that jab in there again as he backs off. Jennings, Lakovic now with some good punches as we come to an end of round 2. Get ready to start round 3. It's scheduled for 10. Bryant Jennings 12-0 against Sergey Lakovic, the former WBO heavyweight champion, making his return to the U.S. for the first time since 2008 to fight. And you know, near the end of both rounds, we've seen just that little flurry coming from Bryant Jennings, Freddie.
Yeah, he's listening to the 10 count, the 10-second left warning, and he's taking advantage of it. And you know, the judges are actually, you know, seeing that last flurry. It's very impressive.
We're looking at the CompuBox stats there from that round, BJ, and it's not as if Lakovic is peppering him with punches.
No, he's not. Like I said, he hasn't found his range. He hasn't been able to find Jennings. Look, Jennings is a very athletic, active heavyweight. He's moving around. He's stronger than people think, too. I mean, Sergey's really feeling the effects of some of those late-round flurries, too, because they're moving his body whenever they connect.
But you know, BJ, Jennings is very awkward. He's not your traditional style fighter. I think that's part of the reason he's having trouble with him.
Absolutely. Nice hook right hand by Jennings, and a nice flurry after he caught Sergey.
Jennings again. He comes in spurts, and they have been effective so far, Freddie.
Very, very effective. You know, he's got good speed, good combinations, and as soon as he finishes combinations, he's getting out of danger.
What's he able to do? You're talking about him being a little different in his style that's getting into Lakovic.
You know, he's a little bit awkward. He's kind of, you see him leaning left and right and so forth. He's not your real traditional type fighter, and he's looping the right hand from outside. And but he's not your classic boxer. And Lakovic is struggling a little bit with his awkward style. He hasn't seen this before.
Good straight right hand right down the middle by Lakovic, and that's the punch that's going to be effective for him if he wants to start finding Jennings. These looping punches aren't working because Jennings' hands are up so high with that earmuff defense. He's not going to get through with those. So Lakovic has got to go down the middle. Uppercuts and straight punches.
Lakovic trying to work the body again, getting a couple of shots in on the right there is Jennings. And again, blood on the left side now of Lakovic, just on the left part of the eye, right in the corner. It was opened up in the last round.
Nice overhand right left hook by Jennings. Great range. He's not having any troubles at all finding Sergey with those punches. When you're landing your power punches at an almost 50% connect ratio, you're not going to lose.
Lakovic trying to reach in with that jab. Jennings goes to the belt.
A little bit.
Gets a little warning there from Eddie Claudio. Final seconds of round 3, and Jennings trying to close out this round strong. You can see by the face there of Sergey Lakovic the rights of Jennings that have been getting through repeatedly through the first 3 rounds. And Jennings with some of his best punches right now, and the crowd responds. And Jennings with a good right. Lakovic coming right back. Best exchange yet.
Best exchange. Jennings really going for it right now. I mean, I think it's a little bit early because Lakovic is still fresh. He can still punch. He's a big guy.
I mean, Jennings really showed an offensive arsenal right there. He went to the body, went up the middle. He actually got Sergey's attention pretty good. Let's see if he punched himself out, though, and see what he does for the rest of the round.
Maybe it surprises. You look at the physique of Jennings, you think more about quickness and finesse if you just took that picture and said, look at him compared to Lakovic.
To me, he looks explosive, though. He looks like an athlete, and you know, those athletes got the quick twitch muscle fibers. He's a football player. I'm not surprised to see him explode like he just did. It was very impressive.
Jennings was such a great athlete that he had to become a boxer because he said he ran out of things to do. He didn't play basketball anymore, didn't run track, didn't have football for him. So in his 20s, he became an amateur boxer before turning pro, because he thought he would like the challenge being such a good athlete. Let's check in now with Chris.
Guys, Sergey Lakovic is a new trainer in his corner for this fight, and Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. Now, Lakovic told me yesterday he had a lot of problems with his former trainer, Kenny Weldon, in his last fight against Robert Helenius. He said he wanted to box Helenius, move him side to side, while Weldon wanted to take the fight inside. He made the switch to Muhammad after that fight and says in this camp the two have been on the same page. Now, he says he's worked harder in the last 6 weeks than he ever has before, but as we have seen early on, he has not looked very sharp so far in this fight.
No, the sharper looking fighter is Jennings. Who doesn't appear that he's worn himself out here with all these punches, Freddie.
No, he's just saving his energy a little bit, getting that second wind and exploding whenever he wants to, it seems like, you know. I mean, every time the opportunity is there, he takes it.
One thing Jennings really does well, he really turns those hips and his waist into his punches. He gets a lot of leverage on those body shots, kind of like a baseball player with a baseball bat. He swings it all in there, and he's actually punching harder than Lakovic right now, believe it or not.
Yeah, BJ, it seems like he would be slapping a little bit there, but you know what? He does shift his body into that shot. You can see that. He's very athletic. He's very, I think those punches are starting to hurt.
I see Lakovic slowing down a little bit this round, and you know, those great body work by Jennings so far in this fight. Good right hand, left hook by Jennings.
And Jennings once again, Lakovic and Jennings exchanging. It's been a dandy so far. And you see the power of Bryant Jennings. He's won 5 of his 12 fights by way of knockout. Back to live action here in round 5. It's scheduled for 10. Jennings in the black and the red is Sergey Lakovic.
Nice short right uppercut there by Sergey. That's the punch that's going to help him get back in this fight. That short right uppercut inside or the left uppercut. He's got to come up the middle with Jennings.
Because you see, according to our CompuBox, look at Jennings' numbers on just the punches thrown and landed compared to Lakovic through 4 rounds.
Beautiful body shot. I mean, Jennings is really getting leverage on those shots, and Sergey's starting to just kind of lull in there. Jennings is lulling him to sleep, and he's really doing some damage with those heavy punches.
Lakovic continues to just move in there, very methodical, like he has something that he's ready to pounce with here, Freddie.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to cut the ring off and trap him in the corners on the ropes, but Jennings, his speed's just too much, and Lakovic just can't keep up with him.
And I'm going to tell you, those body shots Jennings has landed, I've already started to see Lakovic's hand speed slow down. Hard body shots, and it's you know, definitely taking a physical effect on Lakovic.
You made a good point about the power, the burst of power that Jennings has, maybe more than people thought coming into this fight.
Definitely more than I thought, and definitely more than Lakovic thought.
More than we saw 2 months ago when he was impressive going the distance to beat Byarm.
Yeah, he really, you know, fighting, you know, a similar style, but he's tightened things up, and you know, the confidence he expressed to us in the fighter meetings yesterday is really showing itself tonight.
How do you guys have this fight so far, Freddie?
I have a 40 shutout right now, 4 rounds 0.
And I've got it, you know, 39-36. I kind of gave it not a charity round, but a close round to Lakovic in the 3rd round. Lakovic is in trouble.
Lakovic is in trouble. Jennings once again unloads on him. That's twice now that he's done that in the last 2 rounds. And Lakovic feeling the power of Bryant Jennings. Jennings, he knows this is the biggest fight of his career. He said that about the last time when he took the fight on short notice against Byarm. That put him at 12-0. As Freddie said, his camp asked Freddie earlier, are we jumping in the deep water? Well, he doesn't need a life preserver right now. He's ready to swim on his own.
Oh, big left hook, big left hook.
Again, Jennings closing out the round strong, and Jennings dominating this fight. Bryant Jennings saving the best for last. He's done that in 4 out of the last 5 rounds. That's when he really seems to go to town in that last 25 or 30 seconds with an explosion of power.
And I'll tell you, speed is a great asset, and he has a lot of it. He has a lot of speed.
So much that Lakovic might wonder what's coming at him sometimes, BJ.
Yeah, I think the hand speed of Jennings really throwing him off. You see Jennings coming right up the middle, cleaning it up with a left hook, and really physically moving his man backwards. Nice lead left hook. Kind of loopy wide punches, but very effective, and you know, doing a lot of damage to a very established, strong heavyweight contender. Very, very impressive.
As you look at Bryant Jennings, and you see the CompuBox numbers there, and again, it is doubling up, at least doubling up Lakovic as we go into this 6th round. And quickly, time called by Eddie Claudio. Okay, now they're ready. Premature start to this round. Here we go now, round 6 scheduled for 10.
Even the timekeeper's excited to see round 6. Hit the bell a little early.
And Jennings, that's what you do when you think you're winning the fight, don't you, Freddie? He was the first one to spring out toward the center to start this round.
Definitely. He's definitely looking good, and, you know, I still say the movement gives Lakovic trouble because he keeps the big guy picking his feet up. He can't set, you know. If you don't let this big guy set, he's not going to be able to hurt you.
He hasn't been able, he's tried, but he hasn't effectively been able to cut down this ring limit.
No, he hasn't. He's very confused on what type of strategy that will work against it. Great right uppercut, overhand right by Jennings. Very precise with his punches, but Lakovic has got a lot of things going through his head right now. He doesn't know how to score. He doesn't know how to find Jennings, and he's getting beaten every round.
Jennings just way too quick for him. He's able to get those punches in, effective punches at that.
And one thing I like, we see the younger guy digging the body of the older, more experienced veteran. It's really Lakovic he's slowing down more than Jennings at this point in the fight. We're in 6 rounds, so, you know, people would have thought that the more unexperienced guy would be the guy slowing down. It's just the opposite.
Nice right there, overhead right by Jennings. This is the night where we have champions, former champions on every one of our fights here tonight. And unbeaten fighters in 2 of those, wanting to show that they deserve their shot of moving up. Jennings making quite a statement here, Freddie, in this 6th round.
He definitely starting the night out in a good way for the up-and-coming guys, that's for sure.
Lakovic, big swing, and ducking under it is Jennings. You could see that one coming from the Bronx as he loaded up with that one.
You could, and Sergey's just a little frustrated right now, Kenny. He's pushing out his jabs. He's not really snapping his punches off. He can't find the smaller guy, but yet he's getting hurt from the guy who's moving backwards. So it's actually a very confusing situation going on for Sergey right now.
Tried to work the body and go up top there. That was one of the best we've seen Lakovic here.
Yeah, it's a good combination, but Jennings came back with that right hand. He's always got that counter punch coming, and he's very effective with it.
And Jennings continues to have an answer. The round's coming to an end, so it's time for him to burst out as he's been doing. And Jennings again. And another strong round by Bryant Jennings. That picture tells the story. Sergey Lakovic, former WBO heavyweight champ, has been looking like a tired fighter the last couple of rounds. We're in round 7, scheduled for 10 against Bryant Jennings. 27 years old. He's been a pro for 2 years, only 2, just a little over that actually. And you can see the way that he has been fighting in this fight, the jabs especially of Bryant Jennings, has been setting up the rest of his game.
Yeah, Bryant's being very efficient with that jab, and it's open the overhand right and the hook and the body shots. He's really fighting a complete fight out there.
Everyone we talked to when he fought Byarm 2 months ago in Philly talked about how quickly he learns. He's such a great athlete, Jennings, and he picks things up quickly. You look at him, you think he's been fighting pro a little longer than 2 years right now, BJ.
I can't believe how complete of a fighter he is for 2 years with this level of opposition. You know, I was one of the ones who said, you know what, it's easy to do it against Byarm, but, you know, put him in with a real guy. You know, he's in there with a real guy tonight, and he looks fantastic. He's doing everything that his trainers want him to do, landing big shots. I'm thoroughly impressed with his effort tonight. And
once again, the big shots in the round being landed by Jennings. Let's check in now with Chris.
Guys, clear message from Eddie Mustafa Muhammad in the corner the last 2 rounds. You're losing. Eddie's been on Lakovic about not moving his head and says he has to use the jab more to open up his big shots. He said, let your hands go these last 4 rounds, Sergey. You're losing this fight.
Thanks, Chris. That's good advice.
That's good advice. But sometimes, you know, you get a new trainer in there, and they've been working together for like 6 weeks. It's really hard to get used to a new trainer. I think it's always better the 2nd and 3rd time out, of course, but he doesn't seem to be listening yet, because Jennings is still looking great.
That was a terrific uppercut by Jennings.
And you saw how he set that punch up, Kenny. He shot the double jab, and he didn't shoot it to hurt Sergey. He shot it just to measure him and get the distance. Ripped the right uppercut, ripped the left hook. Very effective power punching by Jennings. He knows exactly where to find Sergey anytime he wants to shoot a power punch. Beautiful measure and spacing.
And he just missed. That was a wicked intended uppercut that just missed. Freddie, you wonder, what does Lakovic do? He's got to do something, but can he?
I think he's got a broken nose from that last uppercut. The blood's starting to come out. It's got to be very frustrating for him. He came in with a nice uppercut.
Trying to come back, blood now coming out of his nose, redness around the eye. And again, a strong showing by Bryant Jennings. Jennings coming in, biggest fight of his career, and so far he has responded with authority. They were taking a long look in the corner of Sergey Lakovic with a busted nose and redness around his left eye as we get ready for this round 8 scheduled for 10. Bryant Jennings has been controlling this fight. Let's check into Chris Mannix. He was over there in the corner. Chris.
Guys, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad was very clear about to Sergey Lakovic about this round. Show me something in this round or I'm going to stop this fight.
And you see Jen is talking to him right there. I think he asked him if he's okay.
I thought that was interesting. I saw him come out, and you know, they were whispering things back and forth to one another. I wonder what they were saying. Wish I could have heard that conversation there.
Lakovic, questions about him coming in, not about how good he's been certainly, but only 4 fights over the last almost 4 years, all those in Germany. This is his first U.S. appearance since he lost his WBO title to Shannon Briggs. That's a long time ago, it seems.
And the younger, stronger, quicker guy has really had the perfect game plan tonight, Kenny. He's came forward, he jumped on Sergey right from the beginning, and he's had control of this fight the entire time. Sergey needs to be letting his hands go right here. Jennings is just waiting for him, and Eddie Mustafa made it clear if he doesn't show him something, he's going to stop the fight. Sergey's got to show he wants it here.
Remember, Lakovic was supposed to fight on that Philadelphia card 2 months ago, but Eddie Chambers got injured. He had to pull out of the fight. And that opened the door for Bryant Jennings to step into the main stage there against Maurice Bayarm in a lot of roundabout ways. And now look at Jennings here in his biggest moment now, taking over.
Great opportunity. He's opened the eyes of many people all across America. You know, with this fight 2 months ago, of course, but really this effort tonight, I mean, he's showing that he's really a true heavyweight contender. He can go in there and fight with, you know, top 15 guys and probably hold his own very well. And
Freddie, as you talked about, his corner talked about that to you. Yeah, that was nice there by Lakovic. That was a big move for him.
It was a big, very, very big move. I mean, a big step up in class, let's face it. You know, he went from his first 10-rounder to, you know, fighting a guy with a great record and great pedigree and great opponents. Knocked out beat Lehman Brewster. And he's winning every round. And I think his corner's doing the right thing, though, because if a fighter can't show you that they can do something to change what's happening out there, there's no sense in letting him get beat up anymore. Yeah, he's taking a beating. I mean, look at these shots.
That was a great combination by Jennings. Got another jab in and was able to follow it up. And Jennings continues to just take control of this fight. Blood gushing out of the nose of Lakovic. He's tough, but he has no answer right now for Jennings. Jennings strong again. That man looks like he's been in a fight. Sergey Lakovic certainly has tonight. The younger fighter, Bryant Jennings, very strong, and now the doctor's going to take a look at him before this round starts, Freddie.
Yeah, and you know, he's been taking some big shots there. I think it's a good move by the doctor. Make sure he's okay.
One thing I guarantee, Sergey's not going to tell the doctor to stop this fight. He's going to keep fighting until it's over, and you know, Jennings can suck it up here and really, you know, take control and grab the reins and end this fight right now.
The toughness that is Lakovic, 25 wins, 16 by way of knockout. He's been off since last August, though, and coming back in here against a guy with something to prove, and is in tremendous shape, Bryant Jennings. As he told us when he took the Bayarm fight, he can take a fight on a couple of days' notice. That's the kind of shape he's always in.
He's always in the gym. He's always running. He's always doing something. He works an 8-hour day. This kid, you know, I take my hat off to him. He's a great athlete.
And Lakovic trying to answer back. And another jab, and that's the thing with Jennings coming in here, according to CompuBox. Lakovic was the guy that was scoring about 10 more jabs around than Jennings based on previous fights. But it's been the opposite here tonight.
Styles make fights, Kenny, and in this fight, Lakovic absolutely cannot find Jennings. Jennings all over the ring. He's jabbing, he's moving, but he's landing the power punches too. It's very, very strange that the guy moving and landing the jabs is able to be so effective and such a high connect percentage with the power punches. That's exactly what Jennings is doing. Every fighter wants to be able to do that. Great game plan by Byron Jennings.
Double right hand. This guy he's putting everything together. Oh,
Big left hook.
big hook. See this guy. The right hand hurt him.
Markovic's in a lot of trouble here.
Markovic has blood coming out of the nose, redness around the eye. At what point, Freddie, if you were in the corner, do you start thinking about saying enough?
I've already saw last round. I mean, when they gave him the warning if he can't win this round, he didn't show it. They should have stopped the fight. But, you know, fighters will get really, really mad at you. I've done it before in my life, and some fighters don't like me for that because I stopped their fights. But someday they realize I was just trying to help them out.
50 seconds to go in round 9. It's scheduled for 10. The question is going to be, well, will we get to the 10th round? Will Lakovic be able to answer the bell unless he's able to throw something from somewhere deep down out of the past, perhaps, BJ, like the old days, because Bryant is all over it.
I'm not seeing it. I can't. Sergey cannot get in range to find Bryant. Bryant's teeing off on him. Looks like Sergey's hurt again.
Bryant does it once again. He sets it up, just misses with that. Comes back to the body. Referee is looking closely at this. Final seconds.
Sergey's in trouble again, guys.
Oh,
big right hand.
Big shot.
Biggest shot. That's the end of 9.
Fight's over.
We're back live in Brooklyn. Just moments ago, this fight was stopped. Lakovic could not answer the bell, and there is the winner, Bryant Jennings, the 27-year-old, 2-year pro out of Philadelphia, goes to 13-0. And let's take a look at the 9th round, the last round. And it was tedious, the last 2 rounds for Lakovic, and this finishes it.
Definitely, you know, he's just taken so much punishment, and when he walked back to the corner, the doctor stopped it immediately. That was a great stoppage. I think they maybe should have stopped it maybe a little bit earlier if I was in that corner, because you know, taking punches like that from a heavyweight, that's a lot of damage.
Maybe they should have stopped it earlier, but in Sergey Lakovic's defense, they gave the experienced older guy a chance to go out on his shield, and you know. That's exactly what he went out on.
I agree with that.
That's right. He is a former champ. He's been such a tough fighter, an Olympian, and representing his country well. But Bryant Jennings, wow, how much has he improved? And he was very good 2 months ago. Let's go to Joe now to get the official verdict.
Boxing fans, the time, 3 minutes of round number 9. On the advice of the doctor, your referee, Eddie Claudio, calls a halt to the contest. Your winner, and still undefeated, Bryant Bye-Bye Jennings.
2 national appearances, both here on NBC Sports Network Fight Night, and a 2-0 record on national TV, 13-0.